What's up everybody and welcome to another week of Fallout 4 Mods Weekly. So this was a relatively slow week for mods. We didn't get any crazy new releases, although we did get one mod that I do want to turn you guys on to. The Shade animator for Fallout 4 came out this week, and although I'm personally not going to use it, and I'm sure many of you watching are going to use it, it is very relevant to the Fallout 4 modding scene. This tool makes creating and adding custom animations into Fallout 4 a lot more accessible and easier to modders. So moving forward, we'll probably see a lot of weapon mods without the weird clipping we've had in history past, as well as a few other mods adding like dances and stuff like that. This is really exciting. Get hyped for the new mods coming out based around this tool, but with that, let's get right into the list. The first mod I do want to show you guys is the Crude Blowback. This is a mod that very quickly jumped to the top charts on Nexus, and basically what it adds in is a new weapon called the Crude Blowback. This is based off the concept art for Fallout 4, and someone just decided, hey, that's a pretty cool looking weapon, and added it into the game. This weapon looks absolutely phenomenal. The textures and the model, more importantly, do look really freaking good on the gun. There are some basic weapon mods, although he has been actively updating it and adding more and more to the gun itself. It is also really well balanced. So you're not going to have some stupidly overpowered gun right here. It does fit into the Fallout 4 universe very well, which I think is especially important for this one, considering it is basically out of the Fallout 4 universe, just added back in. This is one of those weapon mods that just fits in really well to the world. Granted, this is to be expected, because again, it is based off some concept art, but without a doubt, this is a good mod to just install and kind of forget about, and big props to the mod author for making this available on Xbox One from release. One of the biggest releases this week was Grenade Expansion Pack 2. This builds off the original Grenade Expansion Pack that added in a bunch of new grenades and, well, really expands it even further. This mod adds in over 60 new grenade types and a brand new grenade launcher. A lot of these grenades are really new and unique and definitely a good mixer-upper for the Fallout 4 universe. One of my favorite introductions is that of kind of like smoke grenades or gas grenades. For example, we have some grenades that will disarm enemies, but when you throw them down, it emits a gas for about 5 seconds, and while enemies walk through that, they will have a chance of being disarmed. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I really like the addition of just those kind of gas type of grenades. I think it's a really cool feature and something that could be used to great effect, especially when you want enemies to come to you. There's also some totally different things like C4, so you could throw down some C4, then pull out your detonator and detonate it remotely. On top of all that, you also have depleted uranium grenades, pulse grenades, cryogenic grenades, liquid nitrogen grenades. There are 60 grenades here, so there is a lot of variety and different options. One of the big things for me though is these are integrated to the leveled list, so you're going to experience a lot of these grenades just out in the wild as you're fighting other enemies, and I think that's a really fun and good changer-upper for the game. You will almost always be experiencing new and different grenades now, especially on raiders who typically only use Molotov cocktails and occasionally fragmentation grenades. Now you'll see some different ones like firebomb grenades or sleeping gas grenades. There's also some mines added by this pack, but I was so overwhelmed by the different grenades that I didn't even really get a chance to check those out, although they do follow the same kind of trend with a lot of different options and a lot of different modifications. The mod author also did say in the Grenade Expansion Pack 2, he really took a step towards balancing this all and making it a lot more attainable but also not overpowered, and he definitely was successful in that. You could craft all these from the chemistry workstation, or if you have armor keywords, that they all felt really balanced and none of them were too easy to get. You needed some upper level perks to even craft most of these grenades, and again, it just felt very natural and the flow of the game continued. The latest update also added in the M79 grenade launcher. It looks really good, but on top of that, I really love the way he integrated this. Basically, you have to convert your grenades into sabots to be shot out of the grenade launcher. The way you do this is by going to a chemistry station and just literally clicking a button saying convert all grenades to sabots or convert all sabots to grenades. This makes it a lot easier and it's not a hassle to handle all these different grenade types, as that one click little button does change them all instantly. All around, this is a really good and well thought out mod. The Grenade Expansion Pack 2 edition of this definitely made it a lot more unique and a lot more usable in a normal playthrough. It balanced things out really well, and I definitely recommend you guys check it out. Ephla's unique chems is a relatively simple mod, but a cool one nonetheless. It basically is just a retexture for all the different chems in the game, or at least all of the popular chems in the game. I know he is planning on expanding to some of the other chems that aren't currently covered, but all around it's a simple mod. Again, you could kind of just see what it does. It gives them a nice sharp retexture, and actually more than anything else, it made me feel very 60s. Like this, for whatever reason, the mob rubbed me like, okay, so I could see how a company from the 60s would be trying to advertise some of these chems, which I know that's the whole Fallout feel, so I think it fits in really well. This mod, in my opinion, could simply be described as almost morbidly beautiful. Raider Children basically adds in what it sounds like. It adds in children that are raiders. In the lore of Fallout 4, raiders have been known to kidnap children and basically add them to their ranks when they were, running a little short on manpower or any other reasons you would need a few extra hands around. So now among the ranks of the raiders and at some of their different little camps, and when they do raids, children will spawn in with them. There are a number of different styles, so you have some boy ones, some girl ones, some white ones, some black ones, etc. It definitely takes full advantage of all the different styles of hair, and I didn't feel like there was an excessive amount, like they definitely weren't repeating too much. Before I sat down to make this video and I picked out this mod for Mods Weekly, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. It sounds like a cool mod, an interesting one nonetheless. Upon actually playing it, that totally changed. This is a really good mod. Every time some of these children come, you have kind of a weird moral dilemma. I don't know if I want to kill them or if I don't. And when I did have to kill them because they were attacking me, I felt something. And I think it's a really good addition to Fallout 4. It gives you a more close-up look of the horrors that are in the Commonwealth. And I don't really know how to describe it. I don't know if the video is going to portray that as well. But even some of them, they have the children's voices that are like saying, ow, stop, you know what I mean, in the child's voice. And then having to kill them because, they're attacking me with some other raiders. It really is, I don't know, it felt immersive almost. I don't know how to describe it, but this is a really good mod, and I would definitely recommend checking it out if you could stomach something like that. It's a messed up mod, but I think appropriately messed up. One little critique I did have, though, is some of the raider children would actually have regular raider voices, so you'd hear it in like a deep man voice, and I was just kind of like, alright, I don't know about that. I would love to see that change to maybe a more children style voice, or just removed altogether. I don't think they have to talk all the time, and I'd rather hear them say nothing than say stuff in a deep manly voice. CWSS Redux adds in usable showers and toilets and all that great stuff into the game. If you're really into immersion, this mod's for you. I mean, that's actually pretty much the whole mod. There's a lot of variety here though, so you do have some older showers, some newer showers, one that's just kind of a wooden tub, I don't know, kind of weird. But I do really like that. Some of them are really beat up, and you can place all these down in two separate versions. You have the public utilities or the private utilities. So the public utilities can be used by settlers, and that's actually a thing. If you're just wandering around, you could find your settlers using the toilet, which is interesting nonetheless. But the private ones are only for you. So if you want to save your very advanced institute shower just for your own use, you could do that. There's also little additions like toilets that will have you open the paper when you pee or poop, or there's ones that won't open the paper and you'll just sit there casually, which again, the mod author definitely has a sense of humor here. All these are really beautifully animated, and honestly the water coming out is quite well made as well. You can make your character wash dishes, or you could leave that to your settlers, whatever you prefer. All around, this is one of those entertaining and kind of comical mods. I'm not sure what the practical applications of this are, although you could actually get some pretty interesting stuff going on with survival. Maybe requiring a shower, or you'll have a negative effect on your charisma if you go too long without showering, or something like that could be quite interesting. All around, it's a pretty interesting mod. I'm sure you'll hear about it a lot more in the future as it's updated further, because those lewd mods and the nude mods are always in full effect. That's pretty much it for this week though, guys. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.